discussions and a lot about what was really going on. 866-99 Sirius, 866-997-4748 is the number to call. We have been as you know, doing a dreamer a day, discussing a dreamer a day. Okay, sure. That's not a problem. And we're going to talk to another dreamer right now. Jose Cabrera joins us now, our dreamer for today. Jose, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Just fine. Pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me in your show.
It's a pleasure to have you. So tell us a bit about you, Jose. How did you come to be a dreamer, and how did you arrive in America?
So I'm from a small village in Veracruz, Mexico, and so we were very poor in Mexico, and so when I was a little kid, my mom, at the age of 4, actually, she decided that she wanted me to have a better life, so we came to the U.S.
How old were you?
4 years old.
You said 4?
Yes.
So essentially, this is the only home you've ever known. Do you remember anything about Mexico at all?
I have like very vivid memories of my grandparents' home and of like the village I grew up and was born in. But that's really about it.
So, who came? Just you and your mom?
Yeah, my father as well.
And your father. So when you all came, how did you come? Was there a visa or anything like that?
So no, we actually to get a visa in Mexico, it's very expensive, and you have to have a lot of money. And we were pretty much dirt poor. You know, we lived in a small kind of aluminum shack. So we were only able to afford enough to pay a coyote to get us across the border. And my parents ended up paying a little bit extra, so the coyote passed me along as his son, who was a U.S. citizen. And we kind of went in through, you know, if you ever seen like a movie about like going through the border, like Tijuana or El Paso, where it's like this big line and you just kind of go through like these checkpoints through Mexico. We kind of went through that.
Okay. And so tell us about growing up here in the United States. What was that like?
It was rough. I mean, we really thought it was going to be like, it's pretty easy, like smooth sailing, other than like, you know, working very hard to get to chase that American dream, but it wasn't what we were expected. So I remember, so in my village, everyone wore cowboy hats and cowboy boots. Everyone was like cowboys. And so my first day of kindergarten, no one told me that in Cincinnati, you don't dress up like a cowboy to go to school. And so, you know, I dressed up like that, and I went for my first day in kindergarten. And I just remember getting bullied a lot and made fun of and picked on.
You dressed up as a cowboy and went to school?
Yeah. I mean, for us, it was like, it's very normal. It's like a normal thing. So we really didn't think too much of it. But yeah, so I got picked on a lot when I was a kid. But it started getting better as I started learning English and was able to defend myself.
Yeah. So now,
then,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, yeah, that was pretty much my first day of kindergarten.
So I understand that your mom was an activist or is an activist, and that you spent a lot of time going to a lot of events with her, right?
Yeah. So my mom, when I was very young, she helped a man named Don Sherman start a nonprofit organization called the Cincinnati Interfaith Worker Center. And so, you know, when I was little, and even when my youngest sister was like pretty much a baby, we would be going to rallies for to defend workers' rights and immigrants' rights. And so I was always around it growing up. And it wasn't until until Don Sherman actually tricked me into sharing my immigration story one day. And next thing you know, I just fell in love with like doing the work, and I started getting more involved, and now I am where I am today.
He tricked you into sharing your immigration story.
Yeah, we were. So it was like a normal day for me. Like, oh, we're going to the church, and my mom's going to share her story, and it's like it's just a normal thing for us, you know. It was a normal Saturday, and so we're walking up, and Don says, "Oh, actually, you're going to have to sit up in the up there where everyone else is going to be speaking." I'm like, "Why?" "Oh, because I forgot to tell you you're sharing your story." Here you go. Come on. I'm pretty sure I did a terrible job sharing my story. I had like no training, no experience. They just like kind of threw me in there, and even though I did a really bad job, I just fell in love with it.
Yeah. What are you doing now? What's your life like now?
So I'm at my senior year at Xavier University studying entrepreneurship and with a minor in justice and peace studies. And I also work at the Intercommunity Justice and Peace Center, or IJPC, as the immigration program organizer. And I manage a group called YES, Youth Educating Society. And we're a group of high school and college students that we create a platform for our members to be activists or immigration activists.
Outstanding. And in that capacity, what are you doing now that Trump is threatening DACA repeal? How are you mobilizing people these days?
Yeah, so we have 50 active members right now and 11 board members. And so actually yesterday we had our board meeting for YES and to finalize our plan for how are we going to put pressure on our congressmen to get them to co-sign the DREAM Act bill that's been introduced in both the House and the Senate, and just put pressure on them to co-sign it and then to vote on it. So it's just, you know, pretty much putting pressure, doing what we can, and going out and educating the community around Cincinnati about here's what the DREAM Act is and here's why we need it.
What do you want to do when you graduate?
So I'm looking into positions of, you know, maybe lobbying in DC for immigration, especially comprehensive immigration reform, or to continue doing community organizing. But I would like to do it more in like the Southwest and Texas or Arizona, kind of like ground one of where some of the like toughest immigration policies are at.
What, in your own words, Jose Cabrera with us, folks, our dream of the day, 25 minutes past the hour. In your own words, Jose, well, first of all, let me ask you this. You're a DACA recipient. Are you outside the threshold to be able to reapply according to what Trump has done? Okay, so you wouldn't be able to when do you expire?
2019.
Okay. How would it impact you? Are your parents still here with you?
So actually it's just me and my mom and my two sisters. My father walked out when I was 8, so but it will impact. So I am actually the only one who drives in my family, and so I just got back from dropping my sisters off at school. They don't have their school doesn't have a bus system for them, a good bus system. So I have to wake up every morning and take them home, take them to school. So that's a big impact. Where, you know, my sisters are gonna have to find a new way to get to school. I'm also a lot of times taking my mom to work, or taking her to the groceries, and then I won't be able to work and have a job. So when I graduate out of college, I I will have to like find another means to make a living.
Yeah, yeah. This would really be something, folks. Folks, we invite you to go to dreamers.fwd.us, find out how to directly contact your member of Congress and let them know how you feel. We want a dream act. We want a path to citizenship. You want to be a citizen, don't you, Jose?
Yeah, and not just me, but I think for all the 11 million undocumented people who have been in this country for some even longer than I have, um, and and don't know any other country, or don't want to, or are proud to be an American, and they just want to get to be in the even playing field as everyone else in this country.
No, that's true. I would imagine that's exactly what people want to do, and because you're giving to the country as it is, you're a part of the
Yeah,
country. This is where you spend most of your life. This is the home that you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I I always say I'm a Mexican American, even though I wasn't born here. But there's so much, like even when I talk to my cousins in Mexico, there's such a big, so with DACA, there's a thing called advanced parole. And my freshman year of college, I actually had the opportunity to go back to Mexico and see my grandparents. Um, and it everyone could tell I looked like everyone else, but everyone could easily look at me and say, "You're not from here."
Really?
Yeah, and I was back in my own like country where I was born, but it was very obvious that I was not from there. I wasn't from there,
Why? Why was it obvious?
because I looked different, I dressed different, I talked different. Um, I was able to like pick up on different things, and it took me hard to understand why they did this. So my grandparents live in a very small village, um, and so I remember my like first day. We are gonna have dinner, and my grandma um, serves me my grandpa, and then I'm waiting for my grandma to eat, and my grandpa says no, your grandma eats second. And yes, it's like old tradition, but it's tradition that I never knew of, or was never exposed to.
Hmm.
And so it's like those little things that make you feel like an outsider. And I come home like a month later, and I'm driving back from CBG to Cincinnati Airport, and I'm looking at the skyline of Cincinnati. Because if you ever been to CBG, you know that it's actually in Kentucky, it's not in Cincinnati. So when you're driving back, I'm seeing the skyline, and like my whole gut feeling was like I'm coming home. Like if you were to drop me anywhere in the village I was born in Mexico, I would be lost. If you dropped me somewhere here in Cincinnati, I could find my way home because I grew up here my whole life.
Yeah, yeah. Jose, thank you for your story. Thank you for your courage in terms of sharing your story. And we know the risk involved when you first signed up. Let me ask you this: do you regret now signing up for DACA? Do you wish you would have stayed in the shadows?
No, I think if not just for me, but for any undocumented immigrant, staying in the shadows is is the worst thing you could do, because coming out is showing that, look, I'm here. This is my story, and this is why comprehensive immigration reform is needed.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Good to
Thank
talk
you. I
to you.
appreciate the time.
Yes, sir.
Thank
And
you.
appreciate you. Stay strong and be of good courage. We got your back, man. Okay.
Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it.
You got it. Let's talk again sometime.
For sure.
All right. Muchas gracias. Jose Cabrera, ladies and gentlemen, our dreamer of the day. We got a dreamer day here around here, folks. That's how we do it. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. We'll take another break. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Resistance Radio. This is MIP.